Emma Chu founded Vancouver Foodie in 2013 to combine her two loves, food and compelling visuals. Over the years, she has extended her repertoire to include her travels abroad in order to further inspire her followers to step out of their comfort zones and try new things. Whether it's through vibrant photos or fun videos, Emma places excitement and anticipation as the key components of her work.
In addition, she works to bridge the gap between her viewers and the best of what she discovers. Emma has worked with a variety of companies through Vancouver Foodie, such as McDonald's Canada, Buick Canada, OpenTable, Hong Kong Tourism Board, Chinese Restaurant Awards, Air Canada, Taiwan Tourism Board, and Google Canada.
Glow Radio is a podcast for sassy entrepreneurs who are in the process of quitting their much-hated day job to work for themselves full-time.
You can expect weekly conversations with unapologetic creatives, business owners, and influencers.
We discuss tips on how to reach your goals, manage your time, and keep your sanity while being a major boss babe.
We are Jacqueline and Clara, your favorite hype women who will cheer you on and push you to create the life that you want. We have helped entrepreneurs make meaningful connections to grow their businesses. Glow Radio has been seen in Oprah Magazine, Thrive Global, and Pop Sugar Fitness.
We hear you, girl. By popular demand, we have created a freebie for you entrepreneurs who don't want to waste time or money but want to start your own podcast. It is only 7 simple steps and you don't need to break the bank. Make sure you stay with us until the end to find out how to get your copy.
Hit that subscribe button and follow us on Instagram at Glow Radio Co.
Stay sassy, babes. Before we get started, we wanted to thank Bluehost for partnering with us. We're so happy to use the best hosting service that doesn't break our bank. Bluehost powers over 2 million websites, including ours. They offer 24/7 support, a money-back guarantee, and is the #1 recommended web hosting by WordPress.org.
If you're an entrepreneur building or revamping your website, we highly recommend Bluehost as a trusted resource. Sign up for your website hosting today at www.bluehost.com/track/WOGLOW. That's WHOAGLOW. Hello, Glow Babes. Welcome back to another episode. Today we have the Vancouver Foodie. Literally, the foodie of Vancouver. So we are so excited to chat today. She's kind of a big deal.
Only kind of.
So we're a little bit nervous.
I'm nervous. I've never done this before.
Yeah. It's fun.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're low-key people.
We're very low-key.
Very nice.
And this is our morning voices.
Yeah,
so
everyone.
If you guys hear us.
Just like,
hello.
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 Okay, so first of all, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you started on Instagram?
Okay, cool. Hi, my name's Emma Chu, classic. I started my page 6 years ago, right before university started, so like the end of grade 12 grad year, and that's sort of when Instagram sort of popped up a little more than usual. I saw it as like a visual platform. And I love, actually in grade 10, I started doing an AP class on media arts. So I love photography.
Ooh, okay.
Visuals, I love working with Photoshop.
Mm-hmm.
My concentration back then, from like grade 10 to 12 kind of thing, it was on like architecture and landscape and European cathedrals. I loved being able to capture a specific angle of something and to be able to like communicate something through that specific angle. So that kind of unleashed my love for visuals then. And then Instagram came along as a platform, you know, photos, videos, that kind of thing with like probably like 10 set filters. You're like, okay, this one's great. Let's try it out.
Valencia.
Like the vignette on the side.
Oh, yes!
And like a little bit tan, anyhow. Exactly that. I look back and I'm like, wow, I used to think this was really great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we've evolved from there. Yeah, I just started the page actually out of a whim. My friends, I had my own personal account. And then my friends were like, you're posting way too many food photos. Why don't you just make a food account? And I was like, good thought. Why not? And back then, foodie with an IE wasn't like a big thing, which is nuts to think about because now it's like the word.
Yeah, everyone's that.
Yeah, I know. Everyone is a foodie, right? So when I was looking for like the handle, I was like, oh no, like Vancouver Food is taken, Vancouver Foodie with a Y is taken because maybe that was like the
in thing.
The in thing.
Yeah.
Vancouver
it's an
Food
IE
blog.
now.
I know it's an IE. Who knew? Anything? Maybe EE is gonna be next.
Oh my God.
Someone claim it. Oh,
We'll go change our names and stuff.
And then where was I? Yeah, so just created the thing just out of the spur of a moment. Like literally my first photo was at Cactus Club. Just like, oh, hi friends, this is my family. And like I have a circle around the photo.
Yeah.
Because you like play around with shapes and stuff. But that's how I first started the page, like very randomly and just for fun. But when I look back now on how I started the actual food part of my life, it like as I look back on my family and my upbringing, I grew up going fishing all the time. Sorry if I'm spending too much time.
No, it's all good.
It's my screen actually will go to sleep. So
I'm like, am I going to next question now?
I have
This
to
is rude.
check it. Because
Like a time crunch.
if I set it to never sleep, then it's gonna end up just I will forget to turn it off.
It's all
and then
good.
I
It's all
seriously
good.
once I've had
Let
it
me
where
know,
it was
by
on
the
like
way.
all day, so
No, it's all good.
No,
We
Let
have
me
all
know if I'm
day.
being turned like next one.
we're like, oh!
Morning voice. Sorry. Okay, so my dad had this like fisherman friend in Campbell River. So growing up, every year we'd be going fishing all the time, just being in the outdoors. And we'd invite like relatives, church family, friends. Everyone would be around food all the time, and that's how I saw just like people being happy. And I think that just came naturally to me. And then on my mom's side, she has like 8 siblings.
Oh my God, my mom too!
Right?
That's crazy!
Yes.
I've
Oh
never
my
met
God.
someone else with that many. So you must have a lot of like cousins and stuff.
Tons of cousins.
Wait, so there's 9 in total then?
yeah.
How did
Yeah.
the grandma, my
Whoa.
grandma, birth 9
I know,
children?
right?
It's like,
I look at her, I'm like, wow.
What are the year differences between the siblings though? I feel like it's like what every 2 years.
She has like a
pops
difference
out another
between
one?
like 10 or 15 or 20 or something like that.
Oh
in
my
between.
gosh.
But it's pretty.
Wait, 10 years in between?
Yeah.
No, not each. But
Oh,
like,
No, not even.
like between
Wow, that'd be problematic.
the
That'd be
math
problematic.
should be
Oh,
like
total.
150 years old.
No,
or
no, no,
something.
no.
She's lived through a lot.
Yeah. Wow, grandma. Okay.
This is so.
We went on a tangent there.
Not 10 years in between each, but
So a lot of siblings.
a lot of siblings.
Yes.
And I've noticed one time I was sitting around like a table of all the aunties and stuff, and they're visiting. Some, like 1 or 2 live in Hong Kong, and the rest are in Vancouver. They all immigrated over at the same time. But one time I was just sitting around, and I was observing like the people around the table, and it's funny because I found my aunts like low-key critiquing like their own food, like, oh, this could have been a little saltier. Like my uncle also loves food. They're retired now, so all they do is go eat in Hong Kong.
Uh-huh.
And when I go visit, they like go show me all like the random spots
Yeah.
that they're like they go to. But I was noticing, I'm like, wow, my family is literally a foodie family in its like core of them.
Yeah.
So it was not just like a random thing that I became Vancouver foodie or like the foodie part of myself emerged.
Yeah.
But it was always there. And I would say like Vancouver foodie is like a combination of my upbringing and my life and what I love. So communicating what I love naturally through the medium of visuals, which I'm more inclined to.
I love it.
I know,
Like,
we're
we're
just like,
chill
Well, it's always nice that it's not an exterior motive. Like, I want to be cool
Yeah.
to all my friends because I eat clams or something. You know what I mean?
Clams. Clams was
Because
the
I got
cool
invited to eat some clams, you know. It's like, there's an actual story, like, you know, it brings the family joy. Like, this
Yeah.
is what it's centered around. That's why I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
That's what I've still
I
been
love
doing for 6 years
Yeah.
and haven't given up on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
So at what point were you realizing, oh my God, this is something that I could do and it's like growing and I love it?
Oh man. I think it was like in my year 2 that I had my first someone like reach out to me by email.
Ooh.
Like, you know?
Who was it?
Robson Street Association.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, this is like, like a job opportunity or something like that. And I just actually remember in first year, I was in the dorm room with my like best girlfriends, and I'm like, we're like celebrating over, oh my gosh, Candace, be my 800th follower or something like that. And like we're like, yes. But that was first year, and then second year came along. They approached me just to do like, hey, let's showcase some restaurants around Robson and do some giveaways, and I was like, sure. But it wasn't until like third or fourth year that a lot of PR companies started popping up, restaurants becoming a thing, Instagram, foodie world also developing a lot. So I think sorry, I say so a lot, by the way.
I feel like I did too.
You can like,
we're like, we're just sitting here like,
yeah. So third and fourth year is when I started to see the scene developing a lot more. In terms of more foodies coming into the scene, events starting to pop up. But first and second year was like, I'm taking food photos of like my cafeteria food. Like honestly, like there's a hot dog photo. My friend's like, how do you make a hot dog from calf look that good? And I was like, I don't know.
I'm just that
I'm a photographer.
Art. A hot dog is art.
It is though. I like it with the toppings.
I know the colors, the mustard,
like
relish
base. Relish.
I don't think I had relish back then, but
No.
in the calf. Yeah, I think it's been cool to see a part of that process. But it wasn't until last year. So I should tell you what I studied in university.
Yeah, tell us.
I studied sociology. My major's in sociology, and then I minored in law and society. So how law functions throughout different parts of society, not the actual like studying law itself. But I also worked part-time at a law firm as an admin assistant, just like on and off for a few years during my undergrad. And that's when I got to see, like, observe what is the life of a lawyer in the outside world sense, outside of like academia, to see what it's like.
Yeah.
But what I found is that, so I actually love working with people. I love learning about like why things are the way they are. I have a curiosity of like not taking things for granted. And actually sitting in the uncomfortability of exploring a topic of like why things are the way they are. So I also love like social justice in that sense. And then in that realm, as I was kind of discovering like what do I do next and all these things, after working part-time at a law firm, I realized like, oh, this is probably not the way I want to pursue justice. You're working on one broken moment of someone's life, and technically you can't actually help them that much. You're just going by the system. Whereas in school, you're constantly talking about like why the system might be a little broken or how it doesn't really work for the good of everybody. So I just found like a very like a conflicting kind of worldview and actual experience. So I kind of like shelved that a little bit, but slowly it's coming back in my life as I start volunteering at UGM and other things.
Where is that?
Union Gospel Mission. So that's on the downtown east side. And I want to start be more regularly in showing up to be there for people in that way. So that is a part of my life that I love. But people might think like, oh, because actually in first year, people were like, oh, if you study sociology, like, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to become like a social worker?
Yeah.
What else? Nothing really.
Yeah.
And it's kind of seen as like you're not doing business, you're not doing science, you're not doing engineering, you're choosing sociology. Good luck with that. Sort of like undertones, right?
Yeah.
They don't say it to your face, but you can sort of see it. And I think in first year, I did have a breakdown moment of like, what am I doing? I feel like I had a moment of like, oh, everyone is so successful in studying all these things. Whereas I'm here, like you guys probably don't get me because I'm 1 in 5 people who are also studying business or something.
Yeah.
So I did have that moment of processing like, like why can't I be like everyone else in the successful realm, quote unquote successful realm. But I learned to embrace it after that. I think that moment of like, okay, I actually love what I'm studying so much that wherever I take this, I know it's going to apply to wherever I go.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I feel like it's such a blessing when you study something that you actually like.
Yeah.
I feel like so many people don't do that.
I went the other way.
Really?
I studied all the stuff that I thought was like, oh, you need to be successful. I'm going to do construction and business and this and that. And then I kind of came full circle back to, like, I want to just help people.
Yeah.
Which is, like, what people don't understand. They, like, it's not, like, a dignified, thing to do.
High-paying job.
Like, they're like, oh, you're not going to be a millionaire or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I could still be a millionaire.
I can, let me show you.
I don't need
Challenge accepted.
Like, you don't need to have to do business and be some aggressive car salesman or something, or a realtor.
Yeah.
But where we're developing as a population as well, I think allows us to pursue these things a little more freely without being too restricted.
In comparison to, like,
For sure.
2 decades ago,
Exactly.
obviously, people are just like, I just want to get a job.
Yeah, I need it. Like, I actually need a job.
Nowadays, we have a lot more freedom into what we can do.
Yeah. And that's so good that you can kind of do both things that you love, because you have food as your Instagram, everything, and then you can, like, volunteer at UGM. I feel like that's so awesome.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to lose that part of me.
Yeah,
It keeps me sane.
It's
For
flexible,
sure.
but I
like that.
Yeah.
Helping and eating. The best
right?
the best things you could do. Eating, because it's, like, nourishing
so
for the
warm.
soul, Like, it's like,
it's something you look forward to all the time.
Yeah.
Like, we're going for lunch, we're going for dinner.
Yes.
We're going for a celebration. It's like...
Totally.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're just, like...
answered your question, by the way. I don't...
What was the question?
I, like, totally veered off into, like, never...
why?
Well, no, it was good, because you said in the beginning it was, like, a slow roll. And
Yeah.
like, as the years came by, you, like, got building and building and building. So we're like...
Yeah. And, like, what was your first ever paid collab that you did, if you
Is
remember?
it bad that I don't remember?
That's a good thing.
Is it a good thing?
You'd be like, I'm rolling dollars.
She's famous collab is probably like $20 or something, like, to be honest.
Or, like, the first
Someone
few.
giving you, like, a lollipop. There you go. Yes, I got paid
Yes.
in candy.
Honestly, though, like, it's probably not a joke.
Do you work with, like, a manager now, or do you do everything yourself?
I've been doing everything myself. So I've been full-time 2 years now, ever since graduating. 2 years, and I'm finding myself having to tackle every single decision that comes my way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually not, like, a logistical person by nature. My brother is the logistical king. He excels on Excel.
Oh, snap! What's up, Sarah?
So I've been challenged in that way. So I think as I go forward, I have friends that are entering into the scene as well. So maybe I can hand over some tasks to them. So I can enable them and give them opportunities as well as I can do more of the creative stuff, which I thrive most in.
Yeah, I feel like that's always the goal.
Do you know much more about management or how that works? Because I don't, to be honest.
Well, we actually just released the episode today.
Oh.
We were interviewing a YouTuber, Sarah Chung.
I don't know if you've heard of her.
She's like a Hong
I don't watch
Kong-based
YouTube too
YouTuber.
Yeah.
And we were asking her because she has a really good manager.
Sweet.
And pretty much you do your research, and what managers can do for you is like they protect you in terms of like legality,
like contracts.
Making sure the contracts, everything goes through the manager. So in case you get like a lot of harassment messages or anything,
like
your
PR.
manager kind of like
Yeah. And they basically go find you work if you find a good manager.
Interesting.
So then they probably get paid, like they take a cut of
Commission
it,
or
commission a cut of it, and then
What's usually the cut? It's like
I feel like it really depends. I don't know. Like
negotiate the cut.
I don't even know. I've heard of some people. I think like 70-30-ish.
Yeah, I was gonna say 20 to 30%.
Yeah,
because they need to eat too.
Yeah. I think something like that. A lot of the managers I see do YouTubers though. I'm not quite sure. I have heard of this other. We also interviewed a Instagrammer from New York, Jara Bean.
Yeah,
she has a manager too, but
Is she like lifestyle, fashion?
Like lifestyle, fitness, health. So
Yeah.
she does mostly Instagram, and she said that she has a manager too. So I'm sure there's like different people.
Managers, reach out to me. If
Yeah.
Pitch
Vancouver
to me.
Foodie is available.
or I'm sure you could research like agencies and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
I'm sure there's a
like
lot.
talent management.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I do love actually. I decided not to hand over anything in the first years of my job because I want to know the ins and outs of things myself.
Definitely.
That's a good
and then
point.
know what I can handle and what I can't handle. And rather than just like handing off before I know.
Exactly. Plus, you don't know if they're doing it right. Until you've done it
exactly.
yourself, right?
Yeah.
I can call them out.
I'm very Asian like that. Angry Asian boss. Like,
Type A.
you want it done right, do it yourself.
Yeah.
That
Exactly.
is so like me too.
Yeah, I can't help it.
I can't. I'm such a control freak.
I'm like,
It's in our nature to be. Like, as Chinese,
Chinese are
we
mother
are pretty
taught us.
dominant. We're pretty, like, women, Chinese women are pretty dominant.
They are tiger moms.
so I read in your
Tiger
bio,
Yeah.
you had so many collabs. Like, what was it? Hong Kong tourism.
Yeah.
Let me see. What else?
McDonald's, Buick, Canada.
Open Table, Taiwan tourism. Like, how did you land all of these?
Good question.
You're like, it was a fluke.
Just usually, okay, when clients reach out to me,
Mhm.
they usually tie in what they are. So, for example, Buick is a car.
Mhm.
At first, I was like, what does a car have to do with
We're
food?
gonna eat in a car.
But then they pitched to me with a food kind of topic
Wow.
around it. So, for example, they want to reach out to the Asian population.
Mm.
And they're like, Asians love trendy spots, like cute photogenic spots, and
Yeah.
also like food.
yeah.
So if we
Sold.
would love to work with you to be able to like market this car that we want to be able to reach to their population, but also reach speak their love language of sorts.
Yeah.
So I say like whenever there's these clients, when there's food involved, they'll probably come to me. But also they usually see my content first. They're like, I love your content, and we see that you'd be a great fit for what we have in store. So usually it's because of what I've already created rather than what I could potentially create, but they don't know. Clients need to see what you can create first so they can envision what you could do for them.
Totally.
It makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's actually so cool because I feel like sometimes a lot of influencers have to do the pitching themselves. Like they have to
Mhm.
pitch the story, but it's nice to hear that the brand is like pitching you their idea.
I'm
so.
really bad at pitching,
Yeah.
by the way. If there's pitching coaches out there, like, I need training.
Pitching is
'Cause I'm-
comedy.
when
There's
As
actually
clients,
a
I'm
good
afraid to
pitching
ask.
course. That
Oh
you
yeah,
could
we
take.
took a pitching course.
What?
It's called Pitch It Perfect with Julie Solomon. Shout out to
Was it-
Julie.
Yeah.
Hey.
She has a podcast called the Influencer Podcast, and
Okay.
we took her course, and it helped us a lot with like email templates and all that stuff.
Huh.
But tying it back in.
Yes,
Yeah,
going
sorry,
back, sorry.
How often would you actually have to pitch?
Or do you ever?
If you ever even need to, because you're probably like, hello.
For example, like-
phone's ringing off the hook.
No. For example, January and February of this year, so it was like my second year of doing full time, so I'm still learning the rules of what's going a very highly developing kind of industry. So it's changing all the time. January and February are actually very quiet months in terms of well, kind of makes sense because people are wrapping up. They just finished their like yearly budget or something.
Yeah.
So wrapping up things. So they don't. This is the time for when they plan. But for me, when I was like, oh, no one's reaching out, I think that's when I started to get a little frantic, I guess. And like, oh, like, will I, you know, in that space where it's extended period of time where no
Yeah.
one's coming and
Mhm.
no work in that sense, you start to freak out a bit. But I think after a bit of time, I think that's when I started like, okay, should I start pitching to people? And I think I tried it a few times, but it didn't really work out because I just don't know how to ask for things. I can't even ask for like a free item of food, to be honest. I really
Oh my
can't, so I'd rather
goodness.
pay for it.
Oh my goodness.
But essentially, like, over time, people would just, like, they would just pitch to me. So it kind of covers
Yeah.
my lack of pitching.
Mm.
You can
But
just
I need
take
to get
those
to a place
pitch
where I
ideas
can.
to pitch.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
But so how many? You said you've been doing this for 2 years, right?
Full time.
Full time. How many collaborations did you do, like in a year, like estimate? You know, like paid collabs
Oh, man.
throughout the year.
How many?
Yeah, just so people kind of have a gauge of how many jobs.
Yeah. Ooh. The jobs range from, like, bigger tier, bigger
Yeah.
companies, medium, like, national or a little lower, but
Yeah.
also very local. And there's different types of collabs. So I do bigger paid collabs when there's like big products that
Yeah.
are being launched or something, experiences. But then there's also mini ones that it's like for a friend that I know really well. and,
Okay, yeah.
like help them out. So sometimes it's like, I would say collabs would be like non-paid and paid all at
Okay.
the same time.
Yeah.
But for paid collabs, to be honest, most of the paid collabs come from, for example, Toronto.
Mm.
None of them really come from Vancouver. Those are usually the head offices for bigger like food corporations or food product corporations. Those can. Ugh, I'm really bad. It's like I said, with numbers. So I will throw out a random number
Somebody
and
give
hope
her
it
an
makes
answer.
sense.
You're making an educated guess.
Yeah.
Making an educated guess.
Well, maybe not a year, like once a month, like how many?
Oh, yeah,
do
maybe
you do?
monthly is
Yeah,
that
maybe that if we
easier?
Monthly for bigger projects, I'd probably get pitched to like 2 to 3 times.
Okay.
But those would reach over like a couple of months for actual projects.
Gotcha.
So it's like a bigger project.
Yeah,
where,
for bigger projects. But I get tons of like, hey, want to come in for free food for an exchange for a post and stories, like every single day, like multiple.
Like media tasting.
Media tastings, come in for a free new item we're coming out with. Those are all the local ones, but none of them are like 99% are not paid. So for me, I need to keep my integrity for my page in terms of I need to also. So instead of actually going to media events, as people have noticed, I've actually stopped going to most of the media events because most of them are like hors d'oeuvres or maybe like pieces of it, and maybe it's you don't get the same experience as a regular customer would. So my goal is to actually showcase things that people could go imagine themselves in. So I'll pick and choose there, but also to balance out the paid content and the local organic kind of food scene, I would pay for all my meals rather than having that the bias or the obligation to say things in the same way. Not that I say negative things to begin with. Like every restaurant.
Yeah, but you feel like you gotta sauce it up, you know, because you're like,
yeah,
I'm getting
exactly.
this for free.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I'd rather not have that on my shoulders. And the more I actually run into followers not that it's frequent, but the occasional times that I do run into followers and they say, hey, I love your page, like I go to it every single week. My boyfriend and I will like, when we try to decide something, we go to your page, and I think the more I see them and come into contact with them, that reminds me, hey, I'm actually impacting decisions of real people.
Yeah.
And I need to hold my ground and not lose my sense of like integrity in the midst of that.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's so
I
good.
like that mindset that you have.
Yeah.
Because it's like so many people are just trying to make a quick buck. Or
or just
It's
like
not worth it.
get some free clams.
free clams. Back to those clams.
You love clams, don't you?
I actually don't. It was just like the first thing that I thought of. Like I thought about the Chinese like tao.
Yeah.
I love that.
I
The
love
garlic
that.
clam. And then I don't know why it just popped in my head, and I was like, clams. I was like, invite me in for some of those garlic fried black bean.
the black bean.
The black.
Oh, that's
whatever.
so good. So what are your tips for getting more audience engagement on your page? Because I know that's a big thing nowadays
one.
on social
Be
media.
genuine.
Yeah, be genuine.
I would say the first tip might be obvious to some, but not obvious to others, is being present on Instagram stories.
Okay.
Like that is I would guess like most underrated thing. People think like, oh, doing posts is like the main thing. And posts are for long term kind of things. Like people go back to it for facts and bookmarking things, but stories is the engagement gold mine. Because that's opportunity where your followers can engage with you on the spot. They're intrigued by something that they feel like, oh, you've only been there like a few minutes ago. I can ask you because you're still in that mind space, or that mindset, or that space.
Yeah.
And then I love doing like questions, polls, because that allows them to interact with what I'm doing and feel like they're a part of my process. Because I love being inclusive in that way. So Instagram stories is huge for engagement.
Yeah.
And even showing your face. Like, I used to be actually very shy as a kid. I wasn't as confident as a person, but over time, it's really funny. Me and my best friend used to want to be like Lizzie McGuire and be on like Disney Channel. So we go to acting camps in the summer.
I love it.
But little did I know that those would play a part in me being comfortable in front of the camera over time. So showing up with your face, it makes you feel like you're talking to a friend. So I think that helps draw the bridge, like the divide from you and the follower a little more closer.
Yeah. That's good.
Those are good tips.
Yeah. I had to force myself last summer. It was just like, nope, I'm just going to have to be comfortable. So I'm like,
hi guys.
Like sweating. And I'm just like, I don't know. But now I'm just like, camera's rolling.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit.
This is life.
Flip the bird. Whatever.
This is life.
Burp.
This is life.
Burp.
Just like, whatever.
Burp.
So who takes your Instagram photos? Do you have an Instagram hubby? or
Hubbies.
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 Oh dear. Oh dear.
Spill the tea.
Wives.
Wives.
Instagram moms. I don't know, what do they
Mothers.
call it nowadays? Ooh, Instagram daddy.
Oh.
That took a turn.
If you're enjoying this episode so far, please comment Glow Up on YouTube and leave us a review on iTunes.
Give us 5 stars or we will find you.
We will!
So we're back.
We're
the
back.
hot question was, do you have an Instagram hubby, wife, mother, father, daddy, grandpa, friend, foodie, picture
Who
taking
is the person
human?
behind?
Yeah. I hope I covered all of it, so I'm not like biased or all inclusive.
Okay, so I'll probably go back in the ones without me in it is me taking all of them.
Yes.
And the ones who have me in it, they're usually my friends who have flexible jobs. So I'm like, yo, I have a campaign to shoot or something that I need help on. You want to come? And they're usually like, yeah, why not? Because it's a fun moment, and I usually feed them through food or even pay them as well. But one other person who's been helping me a lot with things is my cousin Jenna. We grew up together all the time. She's one of my closer family relatives. But she grew up baking, loves food. Her mom loves food. She used to work at Cardems.
Ooh.
We're just like
First one.
Donuts.
So she's really good at like placement and details. So she's a person that helps me a lot nowadays. Also because of her flexible schedule that works really well with mine. And then whoever's with me on the day of, they are always like even if we go out for food, everyone just pushes their dishes towards me. Like, I know you need to take photos first. Yeah, it takes a bit of time even for my brother to realize like, oh, this is what she does for a living. Because he's in the accounting world and he does social media.
Oh man!
So he's like very the accountant.
The accountant.
The accountants. We need them though.
We need them though, yeah. To function.
So how do you decide what restaurant to try next?
Oh man, I have a running list. I'm an indecisive person. So for me to look at a list of like endless options, I'm like, I don't know where to go. And I usually I like ask the other person, like, can you choose by the way?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you're the foodie. Then I'm like, I can't choose.
Because
Like,
there's too many
so
that you
many.
want to try, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Dilemmas.
And then you also have to think about the other person, like, okay, how much do they want to spend? What are foods that they like or don't like?
Yeah.
So you sort of want to be able to reach them where they're at. But it's like, okay, in my mind, I'm like, can't do that. Maybe, like, I'll suggest it, but
Yeah.
can't do that.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe
The
you just have to
struggle's
do
real.
that little fold
Yeah.
thing where
Oh,
there's-
what is that?
what is the fortune teller?
Fortune teller.
So like,
What is that thing?
and then you're
I
like,
used to do that all the time. Now
Yeah, I
and
don't remember
you
what
know,
it's
you write
called.
the number.
Yeah, I
and
know,
then
I know.
inside
Choose
you
one.
write like either the boy of your dreams or
The
like,
boy of your dreams. Or
like,
the restaurant
I don't know,
your
like,
dreams.
yeah,
Where to go
yeah.
next?
It was like numbers, your favorite color,
Yeah.
and then
I love
and then
those.
I need
you
to
flip
make
it,
one.
and it
I
would be
don't
like,
even know how to make one now.
and it would be like
Wow.
you suck or something inside, and you're like, oh
That
man,
Lame.
why? Why is life like that? So I noticed that you have a YouTube Chanel.
A very inactive
Caught
one
her
because it's
in the middle of drinking water, but so when did you start that, and like kind of where do you kind of get your ideas for your next videos from?
So I have it there, but it's really inactive. It's like no Vancouver content, even though it's called Vancouver Foodie. I apologize for those who try to find Vancouver food content on
You take
YouTube.
that username.
I know. I take that. So actually, I love videos and I love filming them. I have a ton of backlogged content on my camera. I always dream to do more YouTube, but my Achilles heel is like editing. Because I have so many other things to deal with, I don't have that much time to just sit and edit a whole video.
Yeah.
Like a long form video at least. Or if I want to do like cool graphics that YouTube has, I don't have time to explore that.
Yeah.
So I would love to develop YouTube more because I think we're going back to a place of long form videos.
Yeah.
The fact that IGTV is making its comeback like on the main page now, I think people are willing to sit a little longer than 1 minute, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I do need help with editing. Or
Editors, email please.
editors,
Editors.
email, hit me up and slide into the DMs. Only DMs. Yeah. Anyways.
So right now you're not really working on any.
I would love to.
It's in the goals.
Yeah.
It's in the goals.
Yeah.
As
Editors.
Cool.
as a dreamer in that sense,
Yeah.
there's so many things I want to get.
We feel
Go
you.
in.
We feel you.
Yeah. I need the
I have, like,
logistic
a
peeps
list
on my
of-
side.
Yeah, I have a list of like a million things. I wanna do.
Yeah,
Right?
I guess just one
Yeah.
at a time.
One at a time. So, what is your day-to-day like nowadays?
It's different every single
Really
day.
random.
I would say I have fixed things I need to get done, but the cool thing with the not 9 to 5 job would be I can move the chunks quite easily. Like, for example, if I need to get something done at like 11, I could potentially get it done at 2, 5, or 8, depending on obviously the thing what it is.
Yeah.
Taking into account that I end up dealing with clients that are not in Vancouver, so I have to think about their time schedule.
Right, because Toronto's like 3 hours ahead.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I
So
would
you gotta wake up at 6 a.m., call them.
actually I work at like 12 a.m. and then like schedule send for 9 a.m.
yeah.
And they respond, and I'm like, I'm actually not awake yet.
The auto reply, I'm still in bed.
Still in bed.
Still in bed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So it's different to answer.
Yeah.
Every single day is different, but it's flexible, and most of it is actually a lot of emailing back and
Mhm.
forth, planning in advance for certain things, and then filling it in with just hanging out with friends and family and having more time to spend with my grandma at a care home and stuff.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
We've
good.
reached that age where you're just like, oh, grandparents are getting older.
I know.
You know, you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
But I'm also struggling with life. I need to pay my bills.
Balance.
Balance.
So what are some of your future goals for Vancouver Foodie?
Oh man, in school when they're like, "What's your 5, 10, 10-year plan?" I never
You're
could
like,
answer those.
That question gives me anxiety.
Right?
Really? I love it. But
Really?
I know it changes, but
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
I have some sort of vision.
So how do you go about it?
I literally just write down the first few things that I can think of. Like, I'm just like, oh, well, in 5 years, like, probably have another house, or like, I want to be making a certain amount or doing something by then, and then
Yeah.
kind of like the details I'll think about to add in.
It's a big picture.
Yeah, so you channel like the one main topic,
Yeah.
and then you start working backwards, like, okay, how am I going to get there? What do I have to do? And then you kind of like piece it together.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that does that?
Well, like, I have goals.
In this room,
Yeah,
at
in
least.
this room.
In this room.
Because I have, like, a ton of goals, but I don't like setting a time on it. I feel like that's what gives me, like, very, like, anxiety.
But it's flexible.
But time
It's
gives
your
you-
own-
But I'm
Time
such an
clock.
extremist. Like, if I have a time, it's like I have to do it,
Yeah.
or like I will explode.
She will combust. I
I
know.
will go bust.
Yes.
But I don't know. Sometimes I have to kick myself in the butt.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Or time helps you.
I guess I'm just too chill. I'm just like,
because I feel like if I put a time on it, then I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to
to
do
get it
it.
done. Yeah.
Because like unfinished tasks
But isn't
give me
that
a
a
lot of
good thing,
anxiety.
isn't that a good thing?
I
though,
guess
to,
so.
You know, make you do it.
Yeah, to actually like take it off.
Yeah, that's true. I love ticking things off. Like I love checklists.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm weird.
She likes it, but she doesn't like it.
I like it, but I don't like it. If I get too into it, then I go crazy. But then, like, I'll do it anyway.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you limit yourself. You're like, I can't commit too much.
Yeah, or
else
also-
it puts a lot of
yeah.
pressure on you.
Totally.
And wait, to answer your question, of
So
like,
what are
my-
your
I'm
goals?
like that kind
What
of
are my
took away.
goals? What are my goals? Blah, blah, blah. Because I think what I'm doing is always changing and always evolving. I just go with the flow. As long as I'm like continually being able to like add value to people's lives.
Yeah.
Whether that be like getting them excited about their next food adventure or even traveling adventure, that'd be awesome. But I have a few things up my sleeve that I have not told people that have
Ooh,
been in the
it's a
works for many
secret.
months. But me being a very indecisive person cannot set my foot
Commit
down.
to it,
yeah.
Commit to it. But I have wonderful people in my life that are helping me get things done along the way. I cannot say too many things.
Yeah.
But when it does happen, it will happen, and you'll know what it is.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
There's a few
I know.
projects
There's
going
a
down.
few projects bubbling in the background.
The
Get
bubbles.
Because
yes.
I'm pumped.
Yes.
And people
I'm
are pumped,
ready.
I hope.
Yeah, we are pumped.
We're ready.
That's very vague. Essentially, I don't really have a game plan moving forward, but I love going with the flow.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like going with the flow.
Yeah, as long as you're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because the job is so, like, entrepreneurship is honestly, you have to go with the flow.
It is.
It's
hectic.
As much as you want to set things are always changing.
Always. It's
Yeah.
never consistent.
It's-
Like,
It
what?
is!
Like,
I
you
know.
do one thing, you're like, oh, it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
So, yeah.
And you have to be okay with, like, having not something happen in
Yeah.
the ways that you plan it to be, because that's actually where you're meant to be, is in the
Totally.
unexpected.
That is a struggle of life. Because I like
Literally, yeah.
structure, so I'm like a more rigid person.
I'm not
but
a structure person.
So, well, because I'm both. Like, sometimes I'm
Yeah.
not, and then sometimes I am, and it's constantly, like, pulling me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. It's crazy. So, we have some random questions.
You're just like,
stop! We have some random
she's this
questions.
with that.
for you.
Okay.
To get to know your personality a bit more.
Mhm.
So, what is your pet peeve?
Or, like, one of your pet peeves.
One of them.
I got my pet peeve right there.
A literal pet.
It's a literal pet peeve.
Oh, what's my pet peeve?
Or things that you just don't like.
Things that
Ooh.
irritate you.
What is irritating?
We're just saying.
Oh, when people don't mean what they say.
Oh, that's a good
like
one.
they're like smiling at you, like I love your shirt, but they hate it on the inside.
Like, I can read people really well.
Yeah,
Like body language or like how they speak and how they respond to something. So
yeah.
I just don't like it when I find out like, oh, that's not what they really meant.
Mm.
And I get it, like people accidentally say things.
Yeah, yeah,
But I guess I don't like the incongruency of like being two-faced.
yeah,
So I like being your true self and just always having that.
yeah. That's good.
Completely agree with you. Our next one. Where is the furthest you have traveled to so far, based from Vancouver as home base?
I know I can tell you the longest time I've had to travel. Is
Sure.
to Bali. Bali takes forever to travel.
Why? Because you have to go to like.
You have
You
to go to
just-
Hong Kong,
Kong
and
and
then you have to
then-
go to Bali.
Wow. I want to go to Bali though.
Well,
But
actually,
it's
that's
fun.
like me when I
It's
go
pretty
home to Macau. Though there's no direct flight.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I guess flights that are, you have to transfer.
But I guess Bali would be really far. 'Cause you have
Yeah.
to-
Yeah.
So you have to go to Hong Kong. Yeah, it's far.
My friends that had to go to like through Australia, do an extended time there, like 8 hours stay in.
Wow.
So it's like a 25-hour flight.
I'd
like,
rather just
travel
not.
journey.
I've never done
Yeah.
that before. I think the farthest I've gone is like Hong Kong. It's not even that
That's
far.
it. Oh my god.
That's it.
That's like for 13 hours.
13
isn't it?
hours.
Yeah,
It's
Not that
cool.
bad.
I think that's long.
At least you didn't take like a ship voyage. Or
No, I
something.
did not. I'm
No,
not.
you'd go crazy.
Not into
I
that.
would go
So, what are 3 things that make you happy instantly?
Ooh, instantly. Seeing other people happy makes me happy. Like I love old people and babies because they're
I
so
love
pure,
it, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like they're not tainted. Okay, like babies aren't tainted by the world,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they just say what they say and they're very like frank.
Oh, I like that
Same
too.
with
right?
old people. They don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
Because they've gone through it all. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna waste my time.
Yeah,
Let's just
I
like
like
get
that.
to the gold
Yeah.
of like what life is meant to be.
Yeah.
So I love they actually when being around babies and being around old people remind me of like what's the meaning of and the purpose of life, because they don't get wrapped up in the what do other people think.
Yeah, that's so
insecurities
true.
of sort.
Literally, like the most authentic you. I can't wait till I'm old.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Done with
already,
everyone.
I'm already me now.
I
I
feel
live
you're
life
already
pretty
like that.
unapologetically.
Yeah.
I'm just like
So you in grandma mode is gonna be like extreme.
Extreme
I'll just
savage.
be vulgar.
Yeah.
Just, like,
With the
pants
perm
off,
and everything?
I don't know, like yeah.
Oh my god, we should totally get perms when we're 80. Like
Matching
the
perms.
afro.
Yeah.
like,
No,
the
I'm
gra-
pretty sure I'm gonna have like long hair.
long silver hair.
I'll probably
Fine.
just topless with like the hair covering it. Just, like,
Oh my gosh.
Mermaid
hey,
grandma.
unapologetically me, okay?
You at Rec Beach, you're gonna be one
Yeah.
of those grandmas at Rec Beach.
Oh,
And I'll be
100%.
doing those like moon rituals, like,
That's you.
lighting candles. I'm like, yeah,
Oh my goodness.
manifest.
Too funny.
Classic. Sorry, I guess that's 1 or 2.
That's 2.
Is that
I
one or
guess
two?
That was one.
1.
one? Fine.
One.
Well, 1.5.
Branched off into
1.5.
Okay, 1.5.
Okay.
Give us 2.5. No, I can't do math.
1.5.
1.5. I can't do math.
It's okay, she's not good at numbers.
I know, that was okay.
She's like, okay.
I overlooked that one.
Okay, just give us one more.
Okay, another one. What makes me happy instantly? For me, it's like, because I actually grew up in a Christian family, so being around my church community is, I think, gives me life a lot of the time.
Yeah,
Because,
that's good.
I think because there's a genuine care for each other, so I feel cared for, and then I love to care for them because there's a mutual thing that points us back to God, and I think God just is source of all my happiness at the end of the day. 'Cause He gives me big picture and purpose of love God, love people. That's essentially what I'm here to do.
We all get along.
Exactly.
That's so good. I was actually just talking about this yesterday, about how people in communities live longer than people who don't. So, because some like health doctor said that. I was like,
Wait,
so
do
like,
I have a community?
yeah.
Look to the cat.
Just like friends, you know, family. Like if you have a supportive group around you, you live longer. So you know that was because I was justifying myself eating this unhealthy food that I got. I was like, yo, some health doctor said it's fine if you live in a community. That's why I'm eating this soy product.
Hilarious. This is horrible.
I was eating, you know, those Muji strawberry marshmallows with like chocolate strawberry inside. It was so good.
Justifying that, you're hilarious.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, I got a good community. I'm gonna eat this.
Community is so important though.
It
Like, think
is.
about it. Especially in Vancouver, actually people are becoming increasingly lonely. Because I think it's a lot of like passive aggressiveness going on.
Yeah.
Like, me versus you, great, that's your thing, but don't put it on me. At the same time, when you enter into like choosing into like, hey, what you have going on for yourself is actually really good. I want to learn from you rather than like, that's your thing, my thing.
Yeah.
When we learn goodness from each other, I think that's when we start to grow in relationship better in community.
100%.
Totally.
It's always like that collab over competition thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's, what's the point?
Yeah,
Like, you're just like attacking each other, trying to like say mean things, but it's
Yeah.
like you could just progress together and
Exactly.
Grow together, win together.
Wow! Jolly good old time.
That's gonna be on a cup.
yeah.
Grow together, win
together. I love this
And then two arrows just like meeting or something.
yeah.
Oh, praise the Lord. Okay. Okay, go.
Okay, we're entering our final section.
Because we have to go to EPS.
Don't even get me started. I'm gonna record like a
We're gonna
5-minute
have
rant
on our
this.
Patreon
Go
account.
over our Patreon to find out what happened with UPS because they suck.
Okay,
But
back to topic.
Sponsored by UPS, just kidding.
we are.
No, we
That'd be so
will not accept a sponsorship.
Yeah, sorry, I don't care how much you pay me, but you piss me off enough. Frida, though.
Brita.
Okay. Serious. Super serious segment.
Let me swallow first, okay.
Extremely serious.
Okay.
It's a this or that foodie edition.
Da-da-da!
It's a lightning round, so you gotta answer this or that as quickly
And
as
I don't have
possible.
to like justify anything, right?
No.
Say it.
You don't have to
Okay.
justify it, but we do judge silently. So here we go. Number 1, Portuguese egg tart or taro pie?
Portuguese egg tart.
Carbonara pasta or a triple cheese lasagna?
Why did you have to add the triple cheese?
Because I wrote just lasagna and I was like,
Okay,
I would never say lasagna. So triple cheese.
I think my eyes would go to carbonara, but I think deep inside me, I would go for the triple cheese lasagna.
In terms of taste.
Feel good.
Pho or ramen?
Pho.
Oh, that's a hard choice.
Pho or ramen?
Pho.
Pho. What the pho?
Yeah, I always go for pho.
Pho.
Okay, never eat this again. Dim sum or bubble tea? It's an easy answer for me.
Really? It's so hard for me.
It's so easy.
Bubble
for
tea.
me.
Really?
Yeah, don't kill me. Only because dim sum has variety.
Exactly.
In the sense that it's like substance.
And
But
it's
bubble
delicious.
tea is our culture.
Technically, you drink bubble tea, so.
Fine.
I mean, you eat the pearls. I eat the pearls.
Without
Okay, saying that I don't ever have to do that.
All right. Shake Shack or In-N-Out Burger?
Shake Shack.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah,
I love
1,000.
Shake Shack.
Okay,
3,000%.
this gets a little gross. Peanut butter and ham sandwich or mayo and banana sandwich?
Oh.
Peanut butter and ham. Because peanut butter is going to be like a stronger flavor that will cover the ham.
Wow.
And then mayo and banana is more like tame.
Oh, that's
Oh,
weird.
yeah,
Like a
that's
tasteless
weird.
That's
sandwich.
weird. That's weird. They don't.
Eat a tarantula or eat a cockroach? Like there's a
Why?
gun to your head and they're like, you gotta eat.
Are they
It's
deep
cooked.
fried?
It's cooked.
Are they
It's
deep
cooked.
fried?
I don't know how it's cooked, but it's just cooked. Okay, they
Can I
be
eat a
deep fried.
tarantula like leg, but not the actual thing? Because because I might die from eating the actual body.
I don't know if you can actually eat the whole body.
Okay, the legs. I'll eat the legs.
So all the legs or one cockroach?
The legs. Because I've seen so many cockroaches in Hong Kong
Yeah.
on the street that I'm like traumatized by them.
Yeah. Give up carbs or give up dairy for a month?
Dairy. Dude, I love carbs.
I know, man.
I know, man.
Bread and
No,
butter.
some people, but like cheese, yogurt,
Oh,
right?
I could do it for
I've
a
actually
month.
given up desserts for Lent, so I've tried it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard, but at the
But
same time,
like-
like carbs is the substance of my meals.
Yeah.
Rice.
Okay.
when
When I thought you were gonna be like, nice!
Yeah.
I was like, rice! That's gonna be on a t-shirt.
rice
or
We're just
rice.
like merching everything.
Rice.
That's gonna be on a t-shirt. Okay. Only eat donuts that have bacon on them or never eat a donut ever again.
Well, eat donuts that have bacon on them because
That's a
that's
thing.
the only donut I can eat. So either eat a donut or not.
Yeah, or no. You eat around. You pick the bacon.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
Or just eat the bacon.
Okay, you're gonna eat this every day for a week.
Okay.
Either Chinese barbecue or buttered chicken.
Chinese barbecue.
Every day for a week.
100%.
Why not? Like toss you and stuff, you know?
100%.
咬雞飯 so good.
It's the best. And I like do that every week anyways.
Anson, where are you?
That's it, Hong Kong Barbecue Master. We had it on a previous episode.
Please, sponsor me. HKBBQ
Bring us
Master.
We'll hook you up.
Bring us some pork. I'm a vegetarian, but
I'll eat the garmyong.
on rice.
Yeah, it's that and rice.
Soy sauce and rice.
Oh my god.
But that is all of it.
That is
Yeah,
all.
Thank you so
survived.
much.
Yay!
Yay! Thanks, friends.
I'm just judging you a little bit.
No.
Peanut
which
butter
one?
and ham, though?
Come on,
I would
mayo.
choose
You
that.
want? Should we try it?
Ew.
I think I probably would eat a mayo and
We should
I'm a
try it.
vegetarian. I don't eat ham. I don't have a choice.
That's
Okay,
true, fine.
Unless there's like
A
vegan
veg-
ham.
there
Ooh, that's
is.
even worse.
There's like
I'd rather
Asian.
not.
No.
I'll have a mayo and banana.
Ew, I can't.
Just
it's just
mayo.
that
You know what? I'm
texture.
gonna do it and I'm gonna film myself.
Fine.
And you guys can watch.
Yeah,
I
like
won't
the
stop
rolling
you.
credits. Like this is me.
Challenge. She's like crying.
I know. What did I get myself into?
I probably would like it. I bet you.
And it's your new thing.
No. Alrighty.
Nazi.
Where can people find you online? On Instagram. What's
your handle?
What's your handle?
At Vancouver Foodie.
Woo!
No underscore, no dot, no
Nothing.
one.
She is the official one.
The OG.
The OG.
friends.
Well,
Woo!
thank you so much for joining us. That was so
having
much
me.
fun.
Yay.
We always love talking about food.
Yay, me too.
Always.
Always.
It's our favorite thing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Hey Glow Gang, thanks for listening. Did you love this episode or what? As promised, we made a killer freebie for you, so hit up woglow.com or check out the link in the description for how to start a podcast in 7 simple steps. Give us our 5 golden stars on iTunes and we'll be your best friends, I swear. And please share this episode with your babes that need some glow and will benefit from this. Thank you.